So let's go behind the scenes and see how this album was made. First, you need to know that even though I'm wearing this robe, I'm not actually a monk. I just wear this robe because it's so comfortable. The idea for doing a Christmas album, once I had decided that's what I was going to do. So the first thing. So the first thing to do was pick what songs are going to go on the album. And so I did a Google search on all public domain Christmas songs. So I got a huge bunch of possibilities. Some were obvious, old favorites, and some were obscure that I'd never heard of. And so for those, I went to YouTube and looked them up there to see what they sounded like. And then I also did a survey of my Facebook followers. What songs would they like to hear? And what was fun is that they named many of the songs that I had already collected, but interestingly, there were several on there that I hadn't heard of or considered. So it was fun to get their input and include that in the decision-making process. Once I had a set of possible titles, I then did more research into finding music and or MIDI files for those songs. I didn't want to have to transcribe a whole bunch of music. There's no reason to spend my time doing that when Christmas is a hard deadline and it's not moving, and so I need to get going. Here's one of the songs in the recording software I use. I found a MIDI file for this one. This is the Angel Gabriel. This is what a MIDI file looks like. It's just like an old style player piano, because each mark represents a note, and the vertical position represents the pitch, and the duration is represented by how long the rectangle is. So this is the tenor, soprano, and alto voices. And down below here are the actual audio files that were recorded. All the orange are vocals. These are string parts. The purple are various synthesizer parts. The green is bass line, and the blue at the bottom is the drums. So for Angel Gabriel, I found music for this song, and it was helpful to get the chord structure for each measure. But it was a little bit boring because the vocals were all exactly together. And so the MIDI file I downloaded, you see, looks very different. And in this one, the voices, the soprano, alto, tenor, they were mostly together, but there were places where they moved separately, and that made it much more interesting.